Edinburgh is often introduced as the capital of Scotland, but that description barely captures what the city represents. It is a seat of government, a historic fortress city, a centre of law and education, a financial hub, and one of Britain's most visited destinations. Located in southeast Scotland, Edinburgh is shaped by a dramatic natural setting. The Firth of Forth lies to the north, while the Pentland Hills rise to the south. This geography gives the city much of its visual character. It is not a flat administrative capital. It is a city of ridges, slopes, viewpoints, and stone silhouettes, where the landscape itself seems to frame political power and cultural memory. Edinburgh's importance begins with its role as Scotland's capital, a status recognized since at least the 15th century. Capitals are more than places where officials work. They are symbolic centers, where a country expresses its institutions, ceremonies, and identity. In Edinburgh, that role is unusually concentrated. The Scottish government is based here. The Scottish Parliament sits here. Scotland's highest courts are here as well. This means the city is tied to lawmaking, administration, justice, and national representation. Its capital status is not just historical decoration. Every day, decisions made in Edinburgh help shape modern Scotland, while the city's older streets remind visitors that this authority has deep roots. The Palace of Holyroodhouse adds another layer to Edinburgh's national role. It is the official residence of the British monarch in Scotland, linking the city to royal ceremony and constitutional tradition. Its presence matters because Edinburgh is not simply a regional capital inside the United Kingdom. It is a place where Scottish identity, British monarchy, devolved government, and historic continuity meet in one urban setting. That combination can be seen in the relationship between palace, parliament, courts, and castle. Each institution represents a different kind of power: royal, democratic, legal, and military. Together they make Edinburgh feel like a city built around authority, but authority expressed through centuries of stone, ritual, and public life. Edinburgh Castle is the city's most recognizable landmark, and its location explains why. It rises above the city on a commanding rocky height, visible from many angles and impossible to separate from Edinburgh's identity. Even without recounting every battle or monarch connected to it, the castle communicates strength. It gives the capital a visual anchor, a symbol that appears to watch over the streets below. Historic cities often have landmarks, but Edinburgh's castle does more than decorate the skyline. It helps organize the imagination of the city. Visitors understand immediately that this was a place of defense, control, status, and national memory long before it became a tourist icon. Below and around the castle, Edinburgh's Old Town preserves a dense historic pattern. Narrow streets, closes, churches, and public buildings create the feeling of a city compressed by geography and history. Important religious sites such as St Giles Cathedral, Greyfriars Kirk, and Canongate Kirk show how civic and spiritual life were woven into the urban core. These are not isolated monuments standing outside ordinary life. They are part of a city where religion, law, trade, burial, and community once stood close together. That closeness gives the old town its intensity. It feels layered because it is layered, with centuries of public life still visible in the arrangement of streets and buildings. The new town tells a different story. Built extensively in the 18th and 19th centuries, it reflects Georgian planning, order, and urban ambition. Where the old town feels compact and medieval, the new town is associated with wider streets, planned layouts, and architectural symmetry. The contrast between the two is one of Edinburgh's defining features. The city did not simply demolish its older form and replace it with a modern one. Instead, it placed different ideas of urban life side by side. The old town shows density, defense, and inherited complexity. The new town shows expansion, planning, and confidence. Together, they reveal how Edinburgh changed without losing the evidence of what came before. This relationship between Old Town and New Town is why both are listed together as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The listing is not just a prize for attractive architecture. It recognizes Edinburgh as an unusually clear example of urban development across different historical periods. The city allows visitors to read the past through space, medieval concentration on one side, Georgian design on the other. Since 1999, the site has been managed by Edinburgh World Heritage, which reflects the responsibility that comes with international recognition. Heritage is not frozen automatically. Buildings must be maintained, pressures managed, and the needs of residents balanced against tourism, development, and conservation. Edinburgh's beauty requires active stewardship. Edinburgh is also a city of learning. The University of Edinburgh was founded in 1582, and the city now has 4 universities. Its long educational tradition is especially associated with medicine, Scottish law, literature, philosophy, the sciences, and engineering. That range matters because it shows Edinburgh as more than a picturesque capital. It has been a serious intellectual center, producing and attracting people trained in fields that shape society. Law connects naturally to the courts and government. Medicine and science connect the city to research and professional knowledge. Literature and philosophy connect it to debate, imagination, and public thought. Edinburgh's reputation for intelligence is built into its institutions, not merely its atmosphere. The city's cultural role is just as important. Edinburgh is home to national institutions including the National Museum of Scotland, the National Library of Scotland, and the Scottish National Gallery. These places help Scotland preserve and present its memory. Museums collect objects, libraries protect knowledge, and galleries display artistic heritage. In a capital city, these institutions become part of national storytelling. They allow residents and visitors to encounter Scotland through artifacts, books, paintings, archives, and exhibitions. This is one reason Edinburgh feels larger than its population. It is not only a city where people live and work. It is also a public stage on which a nation explains itself to itself and to the world. Edinburgh's festivals take that cultural identity and turn it into an annual global event. The Edinburgh International Festival is one of the city's major cultural institutions, while the Fringe is known as the world's largest annual international arts festival. During festival season, the city changes rhythm. Theaters, halls, streets, and temporary venues fill with performers and audiences. Comedy, drama, music, spoken word, experimental shows, and international productions occupy the same urban fabric that normally carries government, tourism, and everyday life. The result is powerful because the city itself becomes part of the performance. Edinburgh's historic buildings and narrow streets create a backdrop where contemporary creativity feels amplified by centuries of atmosphere. Another part of Edinburgh's identity is less visible to tourists but highly important: finance. The city is the financial center of Scotland, and in the 2020 Global Financial Centres Index it ranked as the second largest financial center in the United Kingdom, the 4th largest in Europe, and the 13th largest in the world. Those rankings challenge the idea that Edinburgh is mainly a heritage destination. It is also connected to banking, investment, professional services, and international capital. This fits the broader pattern of the city. Edinburgh concentrates many kinds of influence: political, legal, educational, cultural, and financial. That concentration helps explain why a city of just over 500,000 people can have significance far beyond its size. Tourism is where many of Edinburgh's roles become visible at once. In 2023, the city attracted 5.3 million visits, including 2.4 million from overseas, making it Britain's second most visited tourist destination. Visitors come for the castle, the palace, the churches, the museums, the festivals, and the famous contrast between the old and new towns. But tourism also creates a challenge. A living capital must serve residents, students, workers, officials, and businesses, not only visitors. Edinburgh's success depends on balancing access with preservation and economic benefit with livability. The city's appeal is strongest when it remains authentic, not just a backdrop for photographs, but a functioning place with real civic life. Today, Edinburgh is governed by the City of Edinburgh Council, a unitary authority. The council area includes outlying towns and villages as well as the historic centre, and its estimated population reached 530,680 in 2024. Historically, the city was part of the Shire of Mid Lothian, also called Edinburghshire, and it remains connected to the wider Lothian region. These administrative details matter because they remind us that Edinburgh is not only an image of the past. It is a modern municipality with infrastructure, services, housing pressures, transport needs, and regional responsibilities. Its real story is the combination of symbolic capital and everyday city. Edinburgh endures because it is both a place of stone memory and a working centre of Scottish life. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more explainers.